This is Newspoint at 11.
Good evening, I'm Tanae Howard, and right now on Newspoint, a mother facing new charges in her newborn's death. We're going to show you how drugs is taking a big toll on their family. Plus, today marks 1 year since two teens were found murdered in Delphi. We're going to show you tonight how their community came together to honor this very somber anniversary. Plus, thousands of dollars worth of clothes stolen in seconds. Why police think that these are the thieves in this surveillance video and why they could be connected to some other robberies across the area. But first tonight, terror at a high school in South Florida. 17 people killed when a gunman opened fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School just before the final bell.
We thought it was just another fire drill because we had another one earlier. But as soon as the fire drill got pulled, the fire alarm got pulled, and kids were evacuating, I heard 5 pops. And I was like, that's not a drill.
Police say the suspect, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, pulled a fire alarm to get those students out of the classrooms. Students ran from the school with their hands up. You see them leaving the property there. One teacher was able to lock nearly 20 students in a closet where they hid for 40 minutes. The sheriff says the high school football coach was among the 17 students and adults killed. 12 of them died inside the school. Police arrested the gunman about an hour after the shooting off the school grounds. You see him there in handcuffs. The sheriff says Cruz was a former student who was expelled for disciplinary reasons. Investigators are looking through his digital profile and say what they found so far is very disturbing. The sheriff says if you see something on social media that's not right, you need to call police.
If you see something, say something. If anybody has any indicator that someone's going through a behavioral change or on their social media that there are disturbing photos, perhaps bombs or firearms or just, videos or pictures that are just not right, that there's something, please make sure law enforcement knows about it.
Investigators say Cruz carried an AR-15 and multiple magazines. A Florida senator says he wore a gas mask and carried smoke grenades. So disturbing. Tonight, investigators are still on the school property. The FBI and police are working through the night, collecting evidence. A motive for the tragedy is still not clear. Just last year, Parkland, Florida was named the safest city in the state. Indy Star reporter Matt Glennesk went to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. He tweeted after the shooting saying, quote, "Shocked and saddened to hear about shooting at my old high school. If it can happen in Parkland, it can happen at any school in the country." He goes on to say this problem in our country has to stop. And Fox59 is continuing to follow those developments in this shooting as police release more information throughout the night. You can find the latest on our website, fox59.com, and starting tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. In other news here at home, this Anderson mother facing new charges in the death of her newborn. Police say Kelly LaVere Driscoll is now charged with feticide and involuntary manslaughter. Police say the mother admitted to taking drugs while she was pregnant. Fox 59's Haley Bull shows us the strong message from Driscoll's relatives.
Guys, this is a heartbreaking case. The message from Kelly's relative is simple. Don't do drugs while pregnant.
All I can think of is she knew better. She knew better.
Carisha Lever says she is shocked when she thinks about the accusations against her half-sister, Kelly Lever Driscoll.
It's taking a big toll on my family.
A mother no longer accused of murder, but now facing charges of feticide, involuntary manslaughter, and possession of meth after the death of her newborn in December.
I reached a conclusion that was unable to prove a knowing or intentional murder.
According to court documents, Kelly told police she woke up and noticed she was giving birth. The baby did not survive. An autopsy was performed that determined the cause of death to be the separation of the placenta, but that contributing factors were drugs, including methamphetamine and fentanyl.
If you look at the number of babies in our community that are born either addicted to drugs or under the influence of heroin and meth and fentanyl and crimes like that, it's 22 to 25% in this community, a shocking number.
Investigators say this mom admitted she knew she was pregnant about a month before the birth, but continued to use drugs, including meth. Her half-sister says the focus is now on Lever Driscoll's 4 other children, including a 1-year-old Carisha says was found in a motel room.
When she got arrested at Motel 6, she got arrested and my nephew was in a motel room and had been in a motel room for 7 hours until the cleaning lady had found him the next morning.
Police say they're investigating whether or not another child of Lever Driscoll's was left unattended at the motel where she was picked up for questioning, because they have since discovered the first initial information they received from Lever Driscoll is inaccurate. The prosecutor says if convicted, Lever Driscoll could face as many as 20 years behind bars. In the newsroom, Haley Bull, Fox 59 News.
A celebration of life on a somber anniversary. 1 year ago, Libby German and Abby Williams were found dead on a trail in Delphi. Libby's mom says she did not want to be swamped by sadness today, so she held an event honoring Libby with glow sticks. Her mother says the teen loved playing with them. People from across the country, even Canada, drove to Delphi for this vigil. Her mother says she felt she had Libby with her today.
I see Libby everywhere. I get signs from her all over the place. So yeah, anything that reminds me of her, makes me smile, is a good thing.
Tonight, Carrie announced she plans to continue honoring Libby's legacy by creating a foundation. She says she wants to help the families of missing and murdered children, connecting them to resources like grief counseling. The community also held a vigil for both girls last night. If you know anything about the murders of Abby and Libby, call or email the tip lines you see here right on your screen. Police have received more than 30,000 tips, but they still need more. The reward for information leading to an arrest is $240,000. Caught on camera tonight, these thieves stuffed thousands of dollars worth of clothes into a bag and just walked right out of the Muncie Mall. Police say these suspects walked into Victoria's Secret, harassing and threatening the employees. When they came back, they stole $6,000 worth of clothes. Police believe this same group is connected to similar cases all across the area. A school in Madison County closed for the rest of the week because of the flu. Liberty Christian School in Anderson says about 20% of their students and about half of the staff are out sick. With a 20% absentee rate, the school had to contact the health department and Department of Education. As the students complete their work online from home, the custodial staff is working to disinfect the school. An Indianapolis paramedic facing charges for stealing painkillers from an ambulance. Court documents say Jeananne Joseph admitted to giving emergency patients partial doses of fentanyl and then saving the rest for herself. Joseph worked at St. Vincent Health and for the Pike Township Fire Department. A warrant is now out for her arrest. Well, you might be able to buy alcohol on Sundays in the Hoosier State a lot sooner than you think. A House committee passed the bill today, but added an amendment to make Sunday sales legal as soon as the bill is signed into law. The bill now heads to the full House. If approved, it heads to the governor's desk. A new tool to help train a new generation of experts to keep our country safe. This is a cool program. Anderson University just unveiled the simulated Situation Room. It is based on the real Situation Room at the White House. In this room, students will be simulated on the front lines of major world events like embassy bombings or massive cyber attacks. The goal is to create a pipeline for students that are interested in pursuing careers in national intelligence or cybersecurity.
What we're trying to do is help equip the next generation of servant leaders who can work in this space of national security and cybersecurity.
And students are starting using that new room during their classes today. Pretty exciting stuff. Hey, not too shabby. We are used to some pretty nasty Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We're able to get out a little bit chilly, some rain, but warmer.
How about this evening? Have you been out? 55 now is the
Whoa.
temperature as we approach. That's the high for the day today. 4 years ago, we had the biggest snow. 3 out of the last 4 Valentine's days it snowed. So this has really kind of been a treat. As the temperatures remain on the mild side, the radar remains awfully quiet. There is some drizzle out there, and there certainly is more fog. It's getting pretty thick, especially over north central Indiana this evening. And throughout the overnight, that fog will be a problem. There is a very strong chance that there could be some delays early tomorrow morning. Be sure to check in with us starting at 4 a.m. Visibility isn't bad here in Indianapolis. It drops to 1 mile at McCordsville, 4 miles at Marion, down to about a half mile at Peru, down to a 1/4 mile up in Monticello. So north central Indiana seeing the visibility drop. Now this is the live view from our downtown camera. In fact, you can see it's a pretty heavy fog. Here we are on the northwest side looking out towards 465. It's out there and it's going to get thicker as the night wears on. Our temperature 54, our dew point at 54. That's 100% relative humidity. Dense fog advisories, they're all up north. They are through 9 o'clock in the morning. And look at Kokomo, Muncie, and Lafayette. You've got problems if you're traveling north early tomorrow morning because of that fog. The south winds are blowing. We're elevating the temperatures and bringing up more moist air. That's making contact with some of those surfaces up north that have snow on the ground. So it's going to be an awful rough go of it up 65, 31, or 69 when you get north of Muncie to Lafayette line. Peru at 46 right now. That's a good bump in the temperatures, up 20 degrees from 24 hours ago. Stationary front now, but it migrates north as a warm front, and our rain chances are going to go through the roof tomorrow. For tomorrow, we start the day very, very mild with fog and drizzle, but by lunchtime, have the umbrella. It's going to pour at times, and it's likely going to impact right through the 5 o'clock hour and the evening commute. Those rainfall chances, when will it rain? It peaks about 70 to 80% of the area by 10 a.m. to noon. Watch how on Fox Futurecast the greens balloon to some moderate rainfall, that pockets of even heavier rain at times. This will be the warmest but wettest day of 2018. One wave of rain through the early afternoon, one more builds to 7 o'clock. This could be potentially a couple of claps of thunder and lightning. Then a cold front moves through, and then the temperatures take a nosedive. Those are snow showers moving back in on Friday. We will look at a 30-degree temperature change between Thursday and Friday, and we're also talking about more snow over the weekend. I'll have the timing on that and possible when it may stick in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Brian. Well, does it feel like you are looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, you might want to go online. See just how many hours millennials are spending swiping for love. Plus, trying to build your credit score while paying your rent might soon help boost that number. And as Valentine's Day winds down, you are probably feeling the love, but are you really in love with your partner, or are you faking it? Why your doctor could soon answer that question next on Newspoint.